See, today's topic, what we are going to discuss is the other basis of classification for animal. The fifth criterion is metamerism. What is metamerism? It is a phenomenon in which the body or body organs is externally and internally divided into repeated segments or metamias. See, it is a phenomenon. Metamerism is a phenomenon in which the body organs is externally as well as internally divided into repeated segments. Okay. So it is the phenomenon in which the body or organs is externally and internally divided into 1 minute. Okay. So metamerism is a phenomenon in which the body or organs is externally and internally divided into organs. Okay. So I'll be just putting it on hold. Okay. So I was just discussing about this metamerism. It is a phenomenon in which the body or organ is not only externally but also internally divided into repeated segments, which we call it as metamias. Example is annelids, the earthworm, etc. You notice this sort of segmentation. Even in arthropoda, you notice this segmentation. That is one aspect that you have to remember about. So it is the notochord is the next criterion for the classification of animals. You notice that it is a mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal side during the embryonic development in some animals. So you notice this sort of feature in case of this mesodermally derived. So notochord, where is it derived from? It is mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. So the animals with notochord are called as chordates, and those without notochords are called as non-chordates. So these are the things that you have to remember about. So notochord is derived from mesoderm. You can notice here the pink colored structure is the notochord. So the notochord is derived from the 1 minute. So there is some disturbance here. Let me set it right. So notochord is a mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal side of animals during the embryonic development. So you can notice this pinkish color. They are derived from mesoderm. You have to remember. In higher animals, the notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. So vertebrata, we'll be discussing it later. Animals with notochord, they are called as chordates, and those without notochord, we call it as non-chordate. So these are the two types of animals based on the presence or absence of notochord. Okay. Then kingdom Animalia at a glance. Various phylums are there, and I've already told you on the based on the parameters, various parameters, we have classified them into different phylums. So phylum Porifera, they have cellular grade of organization. Germ layers, you don't find any. They have tissue cellular grade of organization, so you don't find a germ layer obviously. Symmetry is asymmetrical. Majority of the poriferans, they are asymmetrical. A few of the sponges are exhibiting radial symmetry. Coelom is acoelomate. Similarly, Cnidaria ctenophora, they exhibit tissue level of organization. Both these phylums are diploblastic. They exhibit radial symmetry. Their coelom is absent, acoelomate. Platyhelminthes, they have organ and organ system. Triploblastic germ layers they are having. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is acoelomate. Ascalmenthes, they also have organ system. Triploblastic, bilateral, pseudocoelomate. Annelida, arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, hemichordata, chordata, all these phylums, they have this organ system. Triploblastic animals, bilateral symmetry, and coelomates. Including human beings, we exhibit these attributes. So this is how the kingdom Animalia is classified based on the various parameters for this classification. Then we'll go for the first discussion of the first phylum, that is phylum Porifera. See, the phylum Porifera, what you notice here is nothing but the cycon. It's a submerged in the seas and ocean. You have very few freshwater forms. So the background picture is that of cycon, and you can notice that it has a large opening called as osculum. Numerous minute pores are there on the body, which we call it as ostium. Okay, that is the phylum Porifera. So the characters at a glance, phylum Porifera is, so they exhibit the grade of organization that they exhibit is, so they are cellular in nature. Okay, they are cellular in nature, mostly asymmetrical. Some of these organisms are radial. The germ layers, they don't have any germ layers because they are just cellular layer of organization, you notice. Coelom, it is acoelomate. Coelom is absent. So we call them as acoelomate animals. Habit and habitat. Habit means their address. Where are they found? Habitat. What type of lifestyle they have, that is called as habitat. Habit is they are mostly aquatic and mostly marine. Only a few of them are freshwater forms. They are sedentary, that is, they are fixed to a place. So they might be solitary, they might be found as individuals or in colonies. So that is their habitat. Habit is they are aquatic forms. Majority of them are marine forms. Only a few of them are freshwater forms. So they are sedentary, that is fixed to a place. So either they are solitary or colonial. Okay, so the digestive system is absent in case of porifera. They have digestion within the cell because here they don't even have tissues. So you should understand that the digestive system is absent and they have intracellular digestion. Digestion within the cell it takes place. Respiratory system is absent. They are going to respire by direct diffusion. Circulatory system is absent. They don't have heart and vessels, or just heart itself is also not present. They don't have a circulatory system. Reproduction is by asexual method is fragmentation. If they break into a fragment, that fragment can develop into a new organism. And they also exhibit sexual reproduction. So they are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites means they have both male and female reproductive cells in the same organism. So they are hermaphrodites. Fertilization is within the organism, so we call it as internal fertilization. Development is indirect. Okay, so these are the points that you have to remember regarding the reproduction in this particular porifera. And unique feature, water canal system. So the water enters through the ostia and it flows into this spongocoel and they exit out through this osculum. So they have millions of ostia. So they have numerous minute pores on them. See the spongocoel, that is a cavity within the and canals, water canals, they are lined with collar cells or choanocytes. And body is supported by spicules. So these spicules might be made up of calcium carbonate or they might also be made up of silica. So spicules are like they give the skeletal structure, they give the mechanical strength to them. So spicules, they are of different types. They can be made up of silica or they can be made up of calcium carbonate. The spicules might be triradiate, hexaactinellida, that is, they are having 6 arms in that spicules, so that you can notice. So body is supported by spicules and spongin fibers, which provides them the mechanical strength. Examples for this porifera are cycon, spongilla, and euspongia. So you should also remember from henceforth, whenever you are writing these salient features of phylum Porifera, so this sort of one side you have the headings and the other side you write the points. So the grade of organization, symmetry, germ layers, coelom, habit and habitat, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, reproduction, unique features, examples. So you follow the same pattern and you will be able to remember and perform well. The same pattern we follow in almost all the phylum of non-chordates. Okay, so they have a cellular grade of organization. Symmetry is mostly asymmetrical, that is, they cannot be divided into two equal halves. But a few variety of this poriferans they exhibit radial symmetry. Germ layers are absent. So the coelom is acoelomate. Habit and habitat, so they are mostly aquatic and majority of them are marine organisms. A few are freshwater forms. They are sedentary, that is, they are fixed to a place. They can be either found as single organism or they might be found in colonies. So digestive system is absent. They exhibit intracellular digestion. That is, within the cell, the digestion happens. So respiratory system is absent. Circulatory system is absent. Reproduction is by asexual method. It is by fragmentation, and sexual reproduction also they exhibit. They are hermaphrodites. That is, both male and female cells are found within a single organism. So we call it as hermaphrodites. They have internal fertilization. It is taking place within the organism. So the fertilization, that is fusion of gametes, is taking place within the organism. So we call it as internal fertilization. Development is indirect. Okay. Unique features that you can notice in porifera is they have water canal system. They have millions of ostia, minute pores on their body, and the spongocoel, that is a cavity within the sponges, we call it a spongocoel, and canals, water canals, they are lined with choanocytes. The choanocytes are also called as collar cells, and the body is supported by spicules and spongin fibers. So you find spicules and spongin fibers which support the body. So the examples for this porifera are cycon. You'll also be studying in your lab cycon, okay, spongilla and euspongia. So the water canal system you can notice here. So the water enters through this minute pores, what we call it as ostia. They enter into this spongocoel and they exit out through osculum. So here water enters through millions of minute pores, that is ostia in the body wall, into a central cavity called as spongocoel, from where it exits out through the osculum. So canal system is used for food gathering. This water canal system, it is used for gathering food, gaseous exchange, as well as removal of waste. So water enters the ostia. Through the ostia, it enters into the spongocoel. From the spongocoel into the osculum, and the water is thrown out. So it is going to this canal system is used for food gathering, gaseous exchange, and removal of waste. So they are all lined by the spongiocele and the water canals. They are lined by collar cells, or we also call it as choanocytes. Okay. The unique features, spongiocele and canals are lined with choanocytes or collar cells. So this is how the collar cells look. Okay. So they have a flagellum. So the food particles in mucus. So you can notice the food vacuoles being formed. Okay, so they are lining this not only the spongiocele but also the water canals, the choanocyte cells. So body is supported by spicules and spongin fibers. So you can notice different types of spicules. See, these diagrams are not required. This is There is no diagram required in this kingdom Animalia except for that types of symmetry, coelomate, and acoelomate. So the initial technical features there you require diagrams, but in other phylums you don't require any diagram at all. These are all only for your understanding that you have this diagram. See, they have spicules supported by spicules. These spicules are of different shapes. Chemically also they might be made up of calcium carbonate or silica. Okay, so the phylum Porifera you don't have it for your study. So, but phylum Porifera is classified into three classes. So the class Calcarea, Demospongia, Hexactinellida. So calcarea, the spicules are made up of calcium carbonate. Demospongia, they are made up of silica. Hexactinellida, you notice that the spicules are having this H, hexactinellida. They have 6 radiant structures. Okay, various types of spicules and spongin fibers are noticed, which provide the mechanical strength to this poriferans. Okay, the examples that they have quoted for us, this is how they look. So the cycon, we also call it as Kypha, spongilla, which is nothing but the freshwater sponge. Okay, Euspongia is nothing but bat sponge. Euspongia is bat sponge. So these are the different types of examples of this phylum Porifera. So you can notice the cycon, which is also commonly called as Kypha. Spongilla is the generic name, which is a freshwater sponge. They are seen in freshwaters, and you find this bat sponge, which is called as Euspongia. So bat sponge is a Euspongia. Okay. So the next phylum that we have is Cnidaria. Phylum Cnidaria is also called as phylum Coelenterata. They have stinging cells or nematocysts. That is the reason we call it as phylum Cnidaria. See, the backdrop, the picture is jellyfish. So they are having this speaker, the cnidoblasts or nematocysts. Let us look into the characters, general characters of phylum Cnidaria or salient features of phylum Cnidaria. First of all, their grade of organization is they have tissue grade of organization. They exhibit radial symmetry. They are diploblastic animals, acoelomate. So these terms, if you write it, you can easily describe them. Habit and habitat, they are aquatic, mostly marine. So they are mostly marine. So few of them are sessile or free swimming. Okay, solitary or colonial. Sessile is they are uh, immobile and they are fixed to a place. There are like hydra and others which are fixed to a place. See, the jellyfish is free swimming. They might be solitary, alone, or in colonies. So the digestive system is incomplete because they have a single opening for both mouth and anus. In case of this coelentrates or Cnidaria, you find intracellular and extracellular digestion. Both it takes place. In case of digestive system of Cnidarians, you notice that they have not only intracellular, within the cell there is a digestion, but outside the cell also they exhibit digestion. So respiratory system is absent. They are going undergoing respiration through diffusion. Circulatory system is absent. They don't have heart and blood vessels. They don't have it. Reproduction. See, the polyp forms, so they reproduce asexually, that is by budding. And medusa forms. So the polyp forms are hydrant. Medusa forms are the jellyfish-like body structure. They reproduce sexually. So polyps reproduce asexually by budding, and medusa they reproduce sexually. So most are having separate sexes. External fertilization, it is not within the organism. Fertilization is in the water. So they liberate their gametes in the water. Development is indirect. Okay. Unique features that you can notice in case of this phylum Cnidaria is the tentacles have nidoblasts, stinging cells we call it as. So they also have a gastrovascular cavity called as coelenteron with an opening mouth found on a stalk which we call it as hypostome, with an opening on hypostome. So the body forms are polyp and medusa forms. They show alternation of generation. See, corals are also placed under this phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Corals have skeleton which is made up of calcium carbonate. So the examples of this phylum is Hydra, Obelia, Aurelia, Physalia, the Portuguese man of war, we call it as Physalia. Aurelia is jellyfish. Hydra, you know about it. Adamsia, Penetula, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, Meandrina, the brain coral. So they are all the different types of examples that you have to remember, and this has been quoted in your textbook also. So the phylum Cnidaria, the salient features or characters are they have a tissue grade of organization, they exhibit radial symmetry, they are diploblastic animals, they are acoelomates, they do not have coelom. See, the habit and habitat are majority of them are aquatic and mostly they are marine forms. They are sessile, fixed to a place, or free swimming. They might be found individually or in colony, solitary or colony. Digestive system is incomplete because they have a common opening for mouth and anus. So digestion is both intracellular and extracellular digestion. Respiratory system is absent. Circulatory system is absent. The reproduction, so the polyp type of bodies, they reproduce asexually by budding, and the medusa form, they undergo reproduction by sexual method. Sexually, they undergo reproduction. Most of these organisms sexes are separate, that is male and female are separate. They exhibit external fertilization, that is the gametes are released in water and the gametes fuse in the water to form zygote. So development is indirect. What are the unique features of this phylum Cnidaria? They are having tentacles with nidoblasts or stinging cells. They have a gastrovascular cavity, coelenteron. The name coelenterata, the old name coelenterata, is derived from this coelenteron, a gastrovascular cavity which is called as coelenteron. They have an opening mouth which is found on a stalk-like structure called as hypostome. So polyp and medusa forms are seen. Some of them show alternation of generation, not all of them. Obelia, they show an alternation of generation between polyp and medusa form. So corals are also placed under Cnidaria. So the corals have skeleton which is made up of calcium carbonate. So what are the examples that they have quoted in your textbook? Hydra, Obelia, which has this polyp and medusa forms alternation of generation. Aurelia is jellyfish. Physalia is commonly called as Portuguese man of war. Adamsia, it is almost Hydra-like body they have. Penetula, sea pen. Gorgonia, sea fan. Meandrina, the brain coral. Okay, so the unique features you can notice that the tentacles have nidoblasts. So these are the stinging cells. So they are finger-like structures which surround the mouth of coelenterate, which the nidoblasts are used for food capture as well as defense. So nidoblasts are stinging cells. They are also called as nidocytes. They are present on the tentacles and the body of the coelenterate. So it's a poison-filled capsule. So it's a poison-filled capsule called nematocyst. Okay, nidoblast is used for anchorage. One is to attach to the surface, like it is shown here, or for defense and to capture the prey. This is the diagram that they have given in your book for nidoblasts. So the nematocysts, so they have poison gland and this needle-like structure, thread-like structure, which stings the prey or predator. So nidoblast is used for anchorage, defense, and to capture the prey. So another unique feature is they have a gastrovascular cavity, coelentron we have, and a mouth opening mouth on hypostome. So both in case of The hydra as well as the jellyfish, you can see this gastrovascular cavity or coelenteron. So they have a single opening mouth and anus, it is there. So incomplete digestive system. So polyp and medusa forms, this is the polyp forms which only undergo asexual reproduction by budding. The Aurelia or jellyfish is the medusa form which reproduces sexually. But there is an alternation of the polyp and medusa form in case of Obelia. You can notice that. See, Obelia shows alternation of generation between polyp and the medusa forms. So polyp form is by budding, medusa form they undergo sexual reproduction, and external fertilization it is. Okay. Corals have skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. These diagrams are not required. So these are the different types of corals like mushroom coral, brain coral. They just look like the folds of it. Madrepora, then tubipora. These are all different types of corals. So corals have the skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. So stagon, they just look like the horns of a stag. So stagon coral. Then you have the stable coral. So corals have also formed Coral Island, the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. You can remember corals have skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. Since they look like meninges of brain, so we call this as brain coral or meandrina. So corals have pillar-like corals are also there, pillar corals. So Great Barrier of Reef of Australia is an island, the island formed by the corals. So they are made up of this coral, the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. So the examples that they have quoted in your book is Hydra, Obelia, Jelly, Physalia or Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, which is also called as sea anemone, Pennatula is sea pen. This is how it looks. And this is Gorgonia or sea fan and Meandrina or brain coral. So these are the things that you have to remember for today's study. So we have discussed two phylum, phylum Porifera and phylum Cnidaria. So in the next class, we'll be discussing phylum Ctenophora, which is also called as comb jellies or sea walnuts. Okay, so if you have any doubts or queries, please let me know. So I'll